apparently, according to Brian Windhorst, it's a discussion among the Warriors that, okay, maybe we could get KD here. And to be honest, the Warriors they are kind of another candidate out there that you can still be competitive if you give up some young assets. For example, you give up Kuminga, you give up Jordan Poole, you give up Wiseman. 3 pretty good young players for Kevin Durant. And they also can include some fixing if they want to. I kind of feel like the Warriors kind of do have another one of the best offers out there to get KD.
They have good assets for sure.
And then they can still be competitive. Because you still have Steph, Clay, Draymond, and KD. I mean, they have some young players, and you can swap out one of those young players with Wiggins if they want to give up Wiggins, or if you want to give up Moody. They have a whole bunch of options to make it work.
Yeah.
Now, ideally, they have to keep Wiggins or another one of those young players, man. You got to keep one of them. I feel like Jordan Poole will be on the board either way.
Honestly, I think Wiggins will be a big piece of the package.
So you think Wiggins will go to?
I think Wiggins would go. I think they would probably throw in maybe a Kuminga, maybe a Wiseman.
At
least 2.
Shout out to
Wiggins and 2 other picks. Yeah. 2 other like young players and picks.
Yeah. And Wiseman he's been showing some good potential. So
yeah,
early in summer league.
Definitely.
So he's matching my fears right now. Like I told y'all. But shout out to Chet too, man. That man been balling too.
Oh,
Black
yeah.
leader.
Yeah.
Man. So anyway, if KD goes to the Warriors and they have to give up all those assets and get KD, I wouldn't be really upset because I kind of think that kind of makes them worse. If you think about it, now in today's NBA, you gotta have depth. The Warriors won.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
they had depth, and you're gonna give up all this depth for KD, which we just talked about, has missed a lot of games. Who's getting older? And that means most of your roster will be consisted of these older players at this point. So the average age of your roster is older now because you got rid of some of your young assets. And if KD does go to the Warriors, I'm telling you, he's gonna have a lot of pressure that team to just make it. You know, because this is a narrative now. Oh, you left Golden State to get your own team. Oh, you brought in James Harden. Oh, you got in Ben Simmons. Oh, you got out the first round. You know? And now, I don't like it here. I'm going to request a trade. Oh, I'm going to go back to the team that I left from in the first place. It is going to look bad. And he will have to, and I mean he will have to get to the finals. And it's going to be tough because the West is tougher now. You got the Clippers on the rise again. Kawhi could be coming back, and healthy Paul George back with their team they got over there. The Grizzlies on the rise. The Mavericks on the rise. They got Christian Wood. We talked about that. That should be really good for them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. You can never count out LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You can never count them out. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And you got to remember the reason why he left. He was done with the system. So is KD going to really buy back into the system that Golden State had? I don't know. That's why the Warriors, it's a discussion because you're like, okay, is he going to really buy in here? Okay? Right? Is it going to be less about the individual and more about the team?
It'll have to be if he goes to Golden State because
that's how
it's right. Even I was just thinking about this video I watched with Brian Windhorst talking about Steph Curry, and how when Kevin Durant originally came to Golden State, how selfless of a player Steph Curry is, that he realized in order for this to work, I have to take a step back and let KD do his thing, right? Even this past year, he came, it was like March, I think. He was out, injured, came back. He said, I'm not going to like disrupt what we have going on. Jordan Poole's starting in the spot, right? But it's Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time. And we're talking about one of the greatest players to ever play at this point. He says, no, you know what, coach? Bring me off the bench. I don't think that, I don't know if Kevin Durant has that level of selflessness. And I don't think, I'm not trying to call Kevin Durant selfish by any means. But when it comes to...
make an argument. You can keep going, though. You can make an argument. Just have to say that.
When it comes to selflessness and that system, if I'm Golden State, I honestly don't see it happening with them even like really going after KD. But you have to question if you are even considering that, is KD gonna be that type of player, that type of like commitment and mentality into this? Because otherwise it's all for nothing. You give up all your young assets to get Kevin Durant, an aging superstar, and rightfully so, superstar. By no means do I take that for granted. But like you said, it becomes a problem when you trade away these guys because they are your young core with depth and that provides you with everything that you need versus getting, I'll have Kevin Durant, Steph, Clay, Dre, great, starting 4 or 5. But all right, who do I have come off the bench? Is Iguodala retiring? Is he coming back? Moody Moody is there, but he may be part of a trade package. Kevin Looney just signed back, but who else is gonna provide me the depth that I need? Because there was an issue in Brooklyn. They gave up so much to get Harden and Kyrie and have that monster trio, but it didn't work out. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it if I'm Golden State.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it either if I'm Golden State because, again, it'll make them worse, in my opinion. Because in today's NBA, you win with depth. You win with actual team building. Now, look at the trend from the past 2 years. Look who was in the finals last year. You had Phoenix and you had the Bucks. These are teams that are constructed from within. And yeah, they found pieces in free agency to help them, but these are not like big threes, The Bucks added Drew Holiday to help them, The Suns added Chris Paul to help them, like, finalize what they got going on. Look at this year, the Warriors. This is a team mostly constructed from within, developed from within. Jordan Poole developed with this team. Andrew Wiggins was an addition, true. But for the most part, he developed with the Warriors to be where he is right now. This wasn't them going out to get someone to bring them in. It's unique that way. Look at the Celtics. If anyone personifies this, is them. A team fully drafted, developed within. This is a trend that the NBA is going right now. You could say this is the reason why the Lakers are struggling right now. The Nets are struggling right now. The teams that have these big threes are kind of struggling.
Yeah.
So, because honestly, this is the better way to build NBA teams. Honestly, you build from within. Figure out the right pieces that fit your system.
Absolutely.
Now we get to a point where talent doesn't just overcome everything. There's more to it. There's team chemistry. You have to have the right coaching. Coaching definitely played a part into why the Nets were trash. Okay? Maybe trash is harsh of the word. I like Steve Nash. Man. Maybe that's hard. That was too harsh of a word. But you did not do a good job, sir. Of coaching this team. But and again, that's not totally his fault. I don't know if this is true. but Stephen A. talked about this. I don't know if this is true. It's just terrible. You hold a practice as a coach. Okay, guys, good practice. Kyrie Irving gonna hold his own practice after the practice. It's just like undermines your authority as a coach. And then before you got there, oh, we don't need a coach. You know, it's culture matters so much more now in the NBA. I mean, it's always mattered, true, but even more so now. So, man, it's like you made your bed. You kind of got to lie in it right now for KD because the market is silent right now. I mean, I talked about this just now. Like the main leaders right now, the Raptors and the Heat. You tell me as a Heat fan, do you want KD on your team? I mean, obviously you probably want on your team, but you got to consider what you have to give up. You'll have to give up some young assets that you have. So are you willing to give up these young assets to get KD? Is y'all can somehow keep Bam. Say somehow y'all can get to keep Bam. But you got to give up Hero and Duncan. And maybe, I'm not sure what other young players y'all have. Y'all, they could probably throw in there. And some future picks. And say you throw Lowry in there. I think you'll love that. But that's probably entice the trade for you. But yeah, I don't think the Nets would want Lowry because he's an older asset. I mean, he's not viewed the same. You know. But definitely, honestly, it had to be Bam to make it work, honestly, bro. So to make it realistic, Bam, Duncan, or Bam and Hero, or maybe all three, plus some picks for KD. Would you do it?
No. I in good faith, I couldn't do that. I think that is leveraging the future for a potential greatness. And even in that, we play a system as well. So I don't know if we haven't, and this is no slight to anyone that's on the Heat currently. We haven't had a team or players that just like go out here and give me 30. You know what I mean? Like that was the D Waves, that was LeBron's, the Chris Bosches, you know, on his night. That could, you know, you just kind of run through them what they're doing. But now it's more so Jimmy is a bucket. Don't get that wrong at all, but he also is a very team-oriented guy. And I don't know if Kevin Durant, like you said, even with Golden State, I don't know if he buys into that. I don't know if he buys into what Miami is doing. And to give up Bam, who is, to me, one of the most versatile defenders and elite big men in the game, if not the best, you know, versatile defender in the league, for KD, who may or may not play, who may or may not buy into what we're doing, into the system, into the commitment, I don't give that up. Because just 2 years ago, those guys were in the finals and not Kevin Durant. So I can't really in good faith say, oh yeah, let's throw this away for Kevin Durant. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like that brings us any closer to the ultimate goal, which is championship. Unless, you know, and given it's Miami, they're gonna make other moves, but giving up those, to me, Bam is a cornerstone. I'm not, if it's anything with Bam, off the table. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Then we got, you know, Duncan and Hero. I'm like, you know, those are talented players, but to give them up and just get Kevin Durant is like, oh, that's a deep cut. So I wouldn't do it if it's me.
And this is the reason why, y'all, that the market is silent. We just went through it. It's like you don't want to give up your young assets.
Yeah.
And it's tough because this is Kevin Durant. Y'all know who he is. This is Kevin Durant. but no one seems to want to make the move like this. I honestly feel like if this was a couple years ago, oh yeah, people have been doing it. I feel like part of it is the narrative right now. That's on KD and the recency bias. Because the last time we saw him playing, he didn't look good. Yeah, he had a good last game, but he didn't look good. He got swept. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So I think part of that is the reason why. Cause it's like because otherwise I feel like it wouldn't happen by now. Oh, KD's on the market. Let's go ahead. Like this is if he was in OKC. Oh yeah, we would have got everything. We could have got everything for KD.
Man.
Yeah. So yeah, this is why it's silent right now. And you just talked about it as a Heat fan. You wouldn't want to see it.
What up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.